All right. Good afternoon, Rhinos. Love it. Why is my chair always so far down? It's like I wasn't just sitting in it. So I do a bunch of things on the computer, and then like depending on what I'm doing, I might want to lean back, I might want to lean forward. So the chair moves like 1,000 times a day. And there's me complaining about a chair that I move myself. And on that note, we can welcome everyone aboard. Hello, hello, hello. Good afternoon. All right, cool. Got a good group going. We'll give it a second, let everyone get in. I'm going to offer you some updates we're working on. Also walk you through the partnership platform. I went ahead and added even more stuff plus more content to make it super duper duper. What else did we do? Numbers are looking strong this week. Got a lot of new additions. Went through the website, have some alterations. Actually, I think the marketplace has improved a little bit. And then it's going to have another layer of improvement for Monday, so probably by Tuesday. And then at that point, I guess I could sit back with you for a little bit. Then at that point, we're kind of good. And what I mean by that is once the website, because again, so we launched Rhino, the platform, I think it was like 8 weeks ago at this point. And over those 8 weeks, I have fielded every single phone call, text message, email, and messenger app, like Facebook Messenger or whatever kind of messenger. And I have had conversations with pretty much all of us. In fact, everyone on this live I've spoken to before. And all of the advice that had been given, we've been applying. What I believe is that by the middle of next week, we would have effectively applied as much advice that is possible to create a Venn diagram approach that really brings in everyone's vision. Once that's done, then we could really start bringing people over to the platform, because you don't want to go ahead and say, turn the spigot on and then have a whole bunch of people come to the website and, little stuff like maybe spelling error or, the flow's not right, or I got to this page and I read this thing and now you want me to sign up for a Zoom? Really not interested. Thank you. Like we want to make sure that we take care of all the flow. Or if someone wants to be in the partnership program, right? Okay, I'm in the partnership program. Where am I sending people to? I'm sending them to this site. This site doesn't really convert. Well, I don't really have time to make the copy. I wish I could have a link that's already coded. Well, I want to quickly just put it on my Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, Pinterest. How do I do that? So we want to make sure that stuff was done. For people that want to be in the marketplace, you want to come to a marketplace where you see companies, right? You want to see at least 40 companies somewhere. You want to see a search engine that actually works. You want to be able to test your own search engine. Hey, I'm a apple pie company, apple pie, and an apple pie company comes up, right? So there's things that needed to be done. When people come to a platform and they want to learn more about it and who are we, and what are we doing? What's our past? What's our present? What's our future? Why should anyone be with us? We wanted to go ahead and actually have enough content that we've created. I mean, obviously you guys know I'm not scripted, right? Like I say the craziest stuff, but enough content that we were able to then go ahead and take snippets out and fill in those blanks. That's done. So we now have a website that has all of that done, a platform that has all of that done. Now, a couple of the edits that I've submitted to Abigail, and I think she gets back today. We're not going to bother her. I went ahead and slacked her. I know I'll hear from her by tomorrow because she's doing family stuff, right? And meaning all of my edits that I want done, I believe will be done, let's say tomorrow, right? Because, you're home. You could, I believe she'll be able to get back into it. And for someone as talented as her, the edits that I'm proposing will probably take less than an hour. Then the marketplace, those edits will be done Monday, so for Tuesday. I already did all the affiliate updates today. I'll walk you through them. And that's everything, right? That's all of the updates. Here's where it gets exciting. The reason why I'm sharing all this. So then next week, we're going to go ahead and do a complete tutorial on the platform because our new host starts the following week. So I want to go ahead and spend every day as if I was completely new. I want to be on this side. I want to be on that side. I want to audit my own site. I want all of us to audit our own sites. I want everything to be in such a way that we know exactly everything. Because the host, amongst just a general sense of well-being and pleasurable experience that I want everyone to feel being part of Rhino, there actually needs to be some order to it as well. We do need to make sure that everyone is fully educated on not only the ability to be in Rhino Marketplace, but the power of being in Rhino Marketplace, and that Rhino Marketplace should always be the priority because that's the single most important thing for everyone on this platform. We need the marketplace, which allows the search engine, which allows the traffic, which allows the transaction, which allows the coin. That needs to happen. We need people to go ahead and understand that, all right, I'm in it. I'm a part of it. I'm a partner of it. What does that mean? How does that earn me more coin? How can I go ahead and share with others, right? So growing our partnership program as well as growing our marketplace program is very important. The host needs to be able to go ahead and schedule with our marketplace owners to allow everyone to continually come on and introduce their products and services to the marketplace, to the community. What else do we need to do? And I think that's really it. I'm going to be on every Wednesday still, just because I want to make sure that I'm always right here with all of us. The host is going to be a little different than me, and by little, I mean a lot, which is a good thing. I don't think we should have every day with Anthony pounding the table. I think there should be some times where everyone just is like, oh my God, I had so much fun on live yesterday. It was hilarious. I can't believe her. She's hilarious, right? Like I want that. I want that for you. I want that for us. I want the host to be able to go ahead and book our business consultants or our design team to be on maybe once a week. Like imagine having Abigail actually live once, I can't do once a week, maybe once a month, right? Or maybe once every other week, where you can have a Q&A with Abigail. Or what about the super duper designers that we're going to be hiring in the next couple of weeks? Or what about Natalia, who everyone's is really, really super fond of at this point, to be on live and to go ahead and do a Q&A and to actually work on your website right there for you. These are things that the community needs, and that's what's going to happen next week, which means next week, we need to make sure that we build that out. Now, I know that sounds like an overlaying of work. Hey, Ant, everything's fine. Just let it happen. Well, yes and no. Things do have to happen naturally and organically, but they also need to have a structure, right? Like if you had infinite monkeys and infinite time, I could give you Shakespeare, right? But if you have infinite monkeys and infinite time without a typewriter, could I give you Shakespeare? Probably not, because yeah, you need it to happen naturally, but you kind of need to give it a little structure too. Hey, monkey, here's a typewriter. Go type those words. Banana. If I wasn't a banana and a banana was by another name, would a banana taste as sweet, right? Like maybe it wasn't be a rose. So along the lines of Anthony's not scripted, right? So that's what next week's going to look like. Because then the following week, the new host starts, and that's amazing. And I can't wait for that, because once that happens, now my day is even more freed up. And I don't mean freed up in terms of like, oh, I'm anchored here. I'm not, but I have a responsibility to be here. And I have a responsibility to treat every live session like it's the last live session that I'm ever going to give. At no point will I ever take advantage of this position and say, all right, guys, it's cool. So, yeah, like definitely go on. All right, I guess that's it. No, because this is worthwhile. This is important. This is something that everyone owes their obligation to, in terms of all putting in the work for us to all be successful together. And I will always spearhead that. And, a lot of times maybe I'm not the best at giving direction, but I will certainly always lead by example. Because, hey, Anthony's a little rough around the edges, but Anthony's in his office at 5 a.m. And if you call him, he's still in there at 10 p.m. because that's where Anthony is. Anthony had to be talked out of having work 7 days a week because Anthony's married and has a kid now. Okay, fine. 6 days I'm working, right? And that's a true story. So that being said, when I have that time, I can now focus with Abigail in building out the design team, the website team. Now, what's that mean? Once we have the team that's able to produce the websites, we're now fully automated. What I mean by that is we're going to have the industries identified that we're going to build businesses within. We're going to actually build websites that are successful businesses within industries that Rhino needs on their platform. So for instance, say we want a hat business, like a starter cap business, or actually like a winter hat, right? With like a snowball on top. Say we want one of those. Okay, it's winter time. If anyone's going to use the Rhino search engine, they might look for winter hats. We need to have a winter hat business. All right, let's make it. Let's create the site. Where's the product? Where are we outsourcing it from? How is it being facilitated? Where's the printable thing? Let's get it some custom embroidery on it. Let's make the website beautiful. How's the email sequencing? Where's the flow go? Everything's done. Cool, done. All right, great. We got a business. We have a website. Now let's go give it to somebody. And then obviously, I think we're gonna have to walk you through, right? Like after we give someone a business, it's probably gonna take a week or two of like, this is what the business is. These are your logins. These are your passwords. This is how to run it. So we'll probably have to do a little bit of a tutorial too. So we got to figure that out on our end. But once we're able to scale that up to 10, 20, 30 a week, now that's going to cost us a lot of money. Excuse me, because those websites, they don't come cheap. Like I try to share with everyone, the websites that we're making you is easily like 1,000 or 2,000. Now, some of the websites are 5,000 to 10,000. Like Revive Infusions, that website is easily over 5,000. Our website's 20,000 or whatnot. But then we have websites that are 1,000 or 2,000, and the difference being the websites that are 1,000 or 2 are fairly basic. This is my company. This is the logo. This is the look and feel. Nice, button, click, newsletter, done. To have it a little bit more, now you have different tabs and different hidden pages and the whole nine. The point is, there's no limitation to what we'll make you. It's not like we ever say, oh, you want that? No, we're not going to make you the filet because we only want to give you the meatloaf, which, by the way, meatloaf's delicious. So no, you want the filet? Well, we're going to give you the Salisbury steak, which is actually equally as delicious if you have mashed potatoes with a nice gravy. So the point being, if you ask us for something up here, we're never going to say, no, we'll do it down here. The point being, we need to make sure that we have a team that can always do that. And once we have that team built out that's able to produce us 10 to 20 of those sites a week, well, now what do we need to do? We need to find people to give them to. Because again, it's all a money thing. Because we're building a new economy, yeah, money comes in an investment, but that investment has to pan out. We have to have a return on the investment. So the investment on the websites is that we make the websites, we spend the money to build them out, to have like $50 an hour employees that are working 10, 20 hours a day to build a certain website. The offset is that we're then able to hand it out to someone who's able to run it, in which case by them running it, they're creating transactions, and those transactions are then raising the value of the coin, which is what everyone is purchasing, which the money's coming into the platform, right? So when you purchase the coin, the money comes right into the platform and goes right into investment. That investment has to then go ahead and yield a return that allows the coin purchase to be a wise investment on your part. Say, for instance, you purchase the coin and I take the money and I go bet the New York Jets every week, which means I'm just going to throw it out a window and lose it every week. Well, that's not good. You're going to be like, hey, I gave you this money. It was for this. You didn't do it. Now it's worth zero. You're upset. But what I need to do is when that comes in to go ahead and properly distribute it in terms of wise investment, which is the website design team, so that we can create the things, so that we can give it to people, which is a secondary investment, because now we need to invest that they're able to go ahead and make the sales, which means we have to make a really great site, which means there's also ancillary things, right? Like we have to build the search engine, the additional sites make the marketplace more notable, make it more credible is the word I'm looking for. There's so many things that go with it. So how do we find the people, right? Yeah, they are delicious. Oh. Anyway, I sometimes I get caught up looking in the chat and then I lose myself. So how do we find the people, right? Like That's the investment, right? If we're spending all this money building the sites to give people successful businesses, how do we find those people that are going to accept those businesses and actually go ahead and work them? Because if we go ahead and simply just do like Facebook ads, hey guys, we got businesses we want to give you. Do you think anyone on Facebook's really gonna like believe that? And if they do you think anyone on Facebook sees an ad and they say, oh my God, golly gee, that is the bee's knees, that is the answer to my life, I'm gonna click it? No, because everyone on Facebook that does ads is quite skillful in writing something that gives someone that perception, right? Like they're going to write something that's going to get you really excited and you're going to click it and it's called a lead magnet, right? Oh, damn it, I gave them my email address. They got me again. So inherently, no one believes that they're going to click a button on Facebook and they're going to have a career. That's what we're offering, right? But no one believes that because they shouldn't believe that. Oh, thanks, Mike. And they shouldn't believe that. The same thing with Instagram and YouTube and all of the rest. So how do we go ahead and get in front of people and share with them who we are, what we're doing, and what's it mean, and why these sites and where they came from and why they're so valuable? That's something I'm going to have to do in person. That's something we're going to have to do as events. That's something where it's going to be Anthony and Rhino in front of 1,000 to 2,000 to 3,000 person events, weekend-long events in different towns across the US, where we're able to go ahead and reach out to that town and maybe go ahead and rent out some space for like a Saturday and Sunday or whatnot, get to town on a Friday, hop around the local pubs, the restaurants, meet everyone, invite them to come, get the business owners of those venues to have some type of marketing push, do a marketing push on our end so that that Saturday evening, Anthony can get out there with a nice structured presentation and share with everyone what Rhino is and what they're doing. Hey, and what we have to give everyone. This is the websites. This is why it's important. Being part of Rhino, who wants them? Those people are going to want it. Those people are going to record it. Those people are going to be sharing it on their Instagram and Facebook. That's the most organic and natural traffic and eyeballs that we'll ever going to get. Those people are going to know us intimately. They're going to see us. They're going to look, feel, touch, taste. They're going to get to know us. I'm going to spend the entire weekends there. Those people are then going to come onto the platform, and you know what they're going to do? All right, I'll buy some coin. I see what you guys are doing. I want to be a part of it. That coin purchase then finances it the next time, the next time, the next time. It finances the platform growing bigger and bigger and bigger. The more websites, the more business consultants, the more trips, the more everything. Each one of those trips become bigger and bigger because now we can finance larger and larger crowds. We have more websites being built, more of this, more money going to the search engine, more results coming, hundreds, thousands of different businesses in the marketplace. Boom, 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 boom. And then you end off the year with October, November, December with Rhino doing 3 different Rhino charity months. All before January we go live in terms of the coin. The point of giving you that whole look ahead is that things are happening right now that all starts with now. So for instance, when I'm sitting here just working on an affiliate platform all day, it's not like, oh, we have these dreams, but I'm just doing this. And it's kind of like a message I just want to share with people. Nothing you're doing is ever too small. Everything that you're doing that moves you one step closer is always the thing that you should be doing at that exact moment. You have to ask yourself, is this moving me closer? If it's not, stop. If it is, do it. It does not matter. You know, too many times in life you see someone and they're like, I'm not doing all that work. I'm only going to move one step closer. I'm going to spend 10 hours doing it. So what do? They spend 10 hours doing absolutely nothing. And at the end of the day, they're further back than where they would have been if they would have just spent the 10 hours. It's like, what'd you do? What we do here, every second of every day, forward, 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 forward. So I think that was a bit of my soliloquy this morning. And it's so funny because I never know what I'm going to say. Well, good thing I have that all scripted, Salisbury steak. All right, so that's what we're going to do. Let's get into a screen share and get onto the site. Go ahead and show some stuff, right? So let's go to, I feel like we haven't done Yahoo in a while. And we might have, I just feel that way, right? We don't need that at the moment. Distributive marketing. Oh yeah, this is the 1-year anniversary of the insurrection. I saw on TV that they're comparing it to 9/11 in Pearl Harbor, which means it must have been really bad. So I have a bad memory. So I don't really remember what happened. So I looked it up, and everything I saw was awful. It was insurrection. It was worse than 9/11. It was worse than Pearl Harbor. So I want to see how bad it was. So I looked into it. I want to see how many deaths there were, right? Like, because Pearl Harbor had a lot. 9/11 had a lot. There was one death. One death. Oh, well, I feel bad for that Capitol Police officer that these insurrectionists killed him. No, it was a Capitol Police officer that shot an unarmed woman from behind her back that was an Army veteran. That was the only death on that day. So I'm not here to share an opinion whether I think insurrection is good or bad, but I do respect those that passed in Pearl Harbor, which led to World War II, and 9/11, which led to the biggest, the most expensive and most deathly war that we've ever been a part of in the Middle East. I respect those events and the ones that we lost to say that this is not that. That's my opinion. Okay, distributed marketing. I don't know why I even bother looking right at the top. Dirt. Okay. So once this loads up, we'll go ahead and do some stuff and feel a little sexy. Okay. So what is changing is these, well, actually, I don't have it in front of me, do I? You know what? Maybe I can. Hold on a sec. Let me see if I could share with you what is changing. All right, so homepage design. Okay, so I wrote this down and I already submitted it. So what is changing with the site? This is going to be centered vertically. As you can see, it's centered horizontally, but there's a little more room down here than there is up here. I'd like this moved down. We're going to remove the icons for university, traffic, and the app. University was, it seems, it was a bit of a duplication, right? University was go ahead and submit your business idea, and then Rhino Traffic was where the business idea was going to be. So we don't need university. We solved it with a button, submit here, right? And then Rhino Traffic was our original program that we were going to build that relied on building apps. Now, we've all been here before, right? Like those that have been part of Rhino for a couple of months now. Do you know our Rhino app is still not done? It's still not through Apple and Google. And we've submitted everything. They've even charged us for it and they still have not approved it. So we then said to ourselves, how are we ever going to promise people that we're going to make them apps when we can't even make our own app? So we had to change things, but it really was a fantastic idea. And those that we've promised that service to, we still stand behind it. We are going to build certain people apps. And eventually we're just going to build everyone an app, right? Like that's going to be the next step to the program. But some we actually owe apps to because we promised them. So they're happening. But to go ahead and advertise this, it seems like that would be false advertisement. So we're getting rid of those two. And then the Rhino app. I don't want to leave something up there that says launching soon. That might be another year or two, right? So let's just get rid of that. There is an app coming and it is coming soon. So just, we know that together, but I don't want to leave that up for the random person that comes by to see it because they might get a certain level of interest. That's like, okay, the app. And that's just, it's a conversation that we don't look good in. These icons are going to be ordered as it's going to be one row of 5, marketplace, coin, wealth, charity, live. That homepage header up here, it's only going to be 3 icons, marketplace, coin, and Dear Wall Street, not 2 Wall Street, Dear Wall Street. Nice 3. Because the marketplace is where we want everyone to be. The Rhino coin is what is the mechanism, right? Everyone knows the coin is the path to fortune, not fortune, but like to wealth, right? And then Dear Wall Street is who we are, because on that page, you see exactly our letter to Wall Street, plus all of the snippets of who we are. So we think everyone should know that stuff. Then at the bottom, these tabs are going to be ordered as Rhino Vlog, the feed, the credentials, partner, contact us. Because right now there's a couple of duplications from here to up here. We just want to clean it up a little bit. And then on this page, instead of join today's meeting, it's going to say come meet Rhino. Upon clicking that, it's going to take our members directly to Dear Wall Street. And also there's going to be new copy on that page. I have it written, but I'm going to leave it a bit of a surprise for you. And that's going to bring them to this page where they'll be able to see who we are. And then this is going to say become a partner. And this is going to say become an owner. The become an owner portion button is going to bring them right to marketplace, right? Do you want to be an owner? Be an owner on the marketplace. These 6 are still going to be here. Become a partner, become an owner, right? Still going to be there. Now, what I would like to do, now mind you, I picked these videos, but I haven't watched them since I picked them. I actually have not been able to sit back and, live the experience of the person that comes to this site other than this video, which is just the most amazing video ever. So I do want to watch 2 or 3 of these today with you, and we'll probably do that in the next 5 minutes and close out doing that. But the 2 things I want to do first, become a partner. I want to show you something really cool. So before we do that, how is it not there? Don't you dare. I did it before. Hold on. Seriously? Give me 1 second. Hold on. So I have them. Oh, okay. So, all right. What is this? Okay. So the point is we have a Pinterest button too, but that's going to be on your dashboard when you actually log in. Okay, so a couple of things. Well, first, let me do this, right? So let me copy this link because if you're not a partner, you should be. Okay. So once you become a partner, you're going to come to this page. It's going to ask you for if you're not a partner yet, your name, your email, whatever, right? You get to be a partner. Now, what I went ahead and did was I shortened the links so they're not the long ones anymore. There's a nice, beautiful short link. Anyway, so LDDY is the name of the company, and then this is your affiliate link behind it, 13C Bowie. That's mine. These are the links that you're able to quickly share. Now, I went ahead and shortened them a little bit. Hi, friend, if I could take a moment of your time to let you know about Rhino. They're a company I came across and immediately became very interested in. Between you and I firmly believe they're going to change the world. That's why I'm sharing this with you. You can learn more about them here. This is then coded with your affiliate link already in it, meaning you could come here and copy and paste this and put it into your existing emails without any hustle or bustle about it. Just copy and paste it, right? And then these, I went ahead and improved the copy on them. So let's see, Twitter, right? So I have a Twitter. Oh no, too many. All right, so I put too many characters in it because when I went, oh, that's why I did it. I'm so silly. So when I did this earlier, I copied it to make sure that I had the proper count because I know Twitter's 140 characters. But I just realized on your Word document, there's no such thing as character count. It's word count. So Twitter allows you 140 characters. I counted 116 words and I thought I was good. Well, guess what? 116 words is a lot more than 140 characters. So again, I will fix that. But the point being, it's going to allow you to, so let's say it was fixed, right? Okay. Let's say it was fixed, it would come up right here. And then you would simply just press tweet and it would give the message that we had written already for you. And it would offer the link that's already coded with your affiliate link in it. So realistically, what one could do is go into the partnership program and say, okay, cool. I want to go ahead and really introduce Rhino to everyone that I know. I know everyone that signs on, I'm going to get 10 coin reward for. So let me go ahead and press this. Bing, done. Bing, done. Bing, done. Bing, done. Now you would have emailed it, you would have Facebooked it, you would have Twittered it, you would have Instagrammed it, you would have WhatsApped it, you would have texted it, you would have LinkedIn it, all done for you right here. Nice and easy. And again, it looks like I have to go ahead and fix it for a little bit, but we did it with Facebook as well. Okay, so see more, learn here, perfect, right? Cool. All right, so that is the affiliates platform. And I thought it was done, but apparently it's not. We also gave you marketing materials. So this is a banner. You're able to put this anywhere. So copy HTML to clipboard or copy the raw HTML. This banner is going to be clickable to your affiliate link. And then Pinterest, you could go ahead and pin this and it's going to be to your affiliate link. So you could go to your Pinterest, press pin it, and now it's on your Pinterest with our copy. And when anyone clicks it, it goes to your affiliate link. So we went ahead and really, again, this is why we were talking about before. I spent the whole day doing affiliate stuff so that you are now in a position where you could simply just take 5 minutes, press a couple of buttons, and you could share this with thousands of people, meaning you're going to get thousands of coins of reward. And Rhino has the ability to really supercharge the direction we're going in. Now, mind you, once I go ahead and start doing all these live events, and then you can go ahead and share it everywhere, you're going to just be the coolest kid in the world. And I said kid, but adult or whatever, right? All right, so that's that. And then, like always, let me just go ahead into the marketplace. If you are not on the marketplace yet, get on the marketplace. I can't share enough. We are literally, all right, so if you have an existing business, I don't care what it is, it's brick and mortar, you're an accountant, it's a digital business, you have a website, whatever it is, we're going to go ahead and bring it right here. Your brick and mortar business doesn't have a website, great, we'll make it for you. You do have a website, great, we're gonna link to it. Oh, you don't have a business? Okay, great. Do you have a business idea, something you would love to do, something that you're passionate about? Great, go ahead and submit the idea. We're gonna create the business for it, and we're gonna give that to you, we're gonna put it right here. All of which allows us to go ahead and add you to our search engine results because the search engine only searches our businesses. I'm just seeing this for the first time. All right, so I'm gonna address that in a second because I see a very obvious error with that. Being in the search engine only searches our businesses. Therefore, the more results we have, the more competent our results are going to be for the experience of anyone that uses it, meaning more people are going to have a good experience using it, meaning more people are going to use it, which means all of our companies are going to get that much more traffic, right? Now, it was said to us that this link, our seal should be smaller in favor of the company. That makes sense. To go ahead and make them both the same size, I could see that makes sense as well, right? I do think I'd like to see the company's logo a little bit bigger. And what's changing Monday is obviously this gold font is kind of hard to read. So that's going to be in Rhino green, but like a nice metallic Rhino green, so it looks beautiful. That's going to be Monday. But we did take the advice that our logo should be smaller in favor of yours. Unfortunately, it looks like both have been minimized equally, so it still looks like, I don't know, this needs to be redone. Is there a confirmation sequence prompted after signing up for the marketplace? I've not seen anything confirming my submission. Scott, there is not, but you, I don't want to show it to everyone right now. But so Scott, if I may, this is directed at you. You are signed up for the marketplace and you just have yet to have your any follow through, is that correct? Correct. Okay, I'm going to work on that. I'll actually in real time, let's do that. So let's text Natalia, and she signed off for the day, but let's just write it. Hey, Nat, talking to Scott Wyman right now, who is asking for follow up on his Rhino Marketplace sub. I am talking out loud as I'm live. So don't write back, but please work with Scott ASAP. Perfect. Okay, cool. All right. Oh, and then I also want to write looking at Rhino now. The company logos, I think, should be bigger than our seal, and definitely the font in Rhino green, but cool and metallic like the gold. Just hard to read currently. I'm live and typing out loud, so go, bye. All right, cool. See, and that's how it's done. All right, so again, Rhino Marketplace, Rhino Marketplace, Rhino Marketplace, get in. Okay, cool. So we got Rhino Marketplace, we got Rhino Partner. I do want to go over to Wall Street, this page, and I want to just watch a couple of videos. Now, where is Rhino? I think this is our video of 2022. This is the long one. This is the 42 minutes that I went ahead and presented our full 2022 calendar, which you can find in the ledger. So we're not going to watch that. But I want to see if these stand the test of time, because again, every day we we evolve every day. And when I go ahead and watch our videos from like 2-3 months ago, I watched them and I go, oh my God, we've come so far. We can't have that video up because it's misleading in a bad way. It doesn't flatter us as much as it should. So just naturally, as time goes on, we're going to have to update these videos. So I do want to go ahead and take a look and make sure that they are appropriate. So we'll do it together, because I have to do this anyway today. All right.
Where do they get the money from? In 90%, because the 90% have to either vote them or they have to be their
So
customers.
this is Who's Rhino.
Okay, where are you going with this, yeah?
I'm going to watch like 2-3 minutes of it.
10% don't have population. They don't have it. They need it. A business cannot stay in business without a customer. A political office cannot stay in office without a vote, which means the power is always in the population. Nothing else can happen. The power is always in the population, which means that when the wealth distribution is so off base, like so extreme, it is the goal, it is the conscious goal of the top 1% to make sure that the population never is able to gather, which is what brings us forward to COVID. You're seeing it right now. You must ask yourself a question, right? Like when we were going through COVID, and we still are, right? But like at the peak of it, the one thing everyone promised themselves, and I know this because I've heard it, was, I need to get, I can't ever just have one income again. I have to have multiple streams of income. I can never be this dependent again. I need to have an online business. I need to make sure that it never happens again. Then you have the reopening, you have the enhanced unemployment, you have the PPP, you have all the different social issues, whether January 6th was an insurrection, and then summer 2020 was peaceful protest, and all of this stuff. Plus you have newborn kids, you have neighbors, you have school doing critical race theory, you have like Democrats on CNN raping little girls. You have stuff all over.
I'm so ridiculous.
Cuomo, Chris Cuomo, Don Lemon, and you're just like, at what point in your day do you think about, well, you know, I really have to be part of a new economy? There's no point in your day because you're effectively overloaded by everything. And then Facebook and YouTube feeds you just enough that like when you're looking for that point of like, I need to chill out, they monitor who you speak to. They monitor everything. You cannot gather on Facebook. You can't gather through a group. And that's the point of it. That's why they're so important to Congress. Let me tell you something, right? When you want to control someone, you have to be able to predict their behavior. So if the population had no method, no centralized way to contact each other, then how would they contact each other? I don't know. Neither do you. Neither does government. Which means you need to give the people a way to contact each other so that you can watch and monitor their contact. When the ability to contact each other is so easy, so prevalent, then they don't need to find a way to do it, which means you can always monitor how they do it. So when you're a Facebook, all right, how many times has Facebook been in front of Congress? Seriously. Do you think that nobody in Congress could find a single thing with Facebook? You really think, how about they're a monopoly to begin with, right? How about, remember Cambridge Analytica when all the data of everyone just got stolen? Remember the elections? Remember? How about you just remember anything ever? Nothing's ever happened to them. Why? Because a couple of things. What do you think the conversation with Mark Zuckerberg and those people over at Congress are? Hey guys, I help you tremendously. And more so than that, how about this? I can be your best friend or I can be your worst enemy. Because by the time you actually ever think to do something to me, I will have so much misinformation out about you. Well, first of all, I have all your direct messages. I know every website you're on. I know every girlfriend and boyfriend that no one knows of. I know every illegitimate child. I know every campaign contract. I know everything about you on Facebook. So if you decide to do something, I will bury you in scandals before you're ever even able to say boom. Oh, you have a congressman that like is clean. Right, okay, let's pretend you're clean. Does that really matter? I just had a president impeached and gone through a special Russia hoax thing with a special prosecutor for 3 years that was innocent. What do you think I'm going to do to you? Because if I can disseminate the media that I want to disseminate, and I know the behavior of everyone I'm going to disseminate to, and then I can go ahead and mobilize them in groups and have them be rewarded by certain things here and there, I can have you removed from office like that. So if you guys want to continue doing this, try me. Or you could sit there, you could STFU, which is letters for a really bad saying that I shouldn't have said, and you could just play ball and I'll make sure that I'm your best friend, right? I'll make sure that people don't gather. But if you ever think about touching me, my money, my billions, my tax rates, my anything, I'll crush you. Oh. Hey, Google, what do you think? Do you agree with me? Hey, Snapchat. Hey, Twitter. Yeah, we all live in Palo Alto for a reason. We're neighbors. Well, what? Do you have anything you want to tell them? All right, cool. You guys get the message? Now, goodbye. People need to be able to gather to ever be able to stand up for themselves. People need to see. Now, here's the thing with gathering, right? When you gather, what do you achieve? Well, you're with your friends, you get to talk. You don't live with each other, you then go home. How do you pay your bills? How do you afford a lifestyle? How do you feed your kids? How do you do any of that by simply gathering? Because when you gather, you're making a plan, right? Like, my plan is that I'm going to do this. Let's go do this. It'll take us a week. It'll take 2 weeks. Sue's always late and everything. And Kevin, where's Kevin? Where's Kevin? Right? Like, now you're subject to people that are in charge of leading a gathering. Have you ever had kids and tried to make them walk in the same place? And they're your kids. You've spent every day with them teaching them, and you still can't get them to walk in the same place. You think people that are completely ill-equipped that just happen to be personable in gathering are going to gather people despite their economic intentions and lead them to a revolt or a revolution over a new economy? That's never going to happen. The only way you could go ahead and effectively compete with an economy, well, let's take a step back. The only way you could ever win versus an economy is to find an alternate economy that you can join. And then in joining that economy, it has to be attractive enough that that the masses are receptive to it. And then the growth of that economy allow it to compete against that economy. Then the growth allows a life of its own, right? Everyone likes it. This economy serves everyone. It's better. It allows people to make money. It allows people to invest. It treats everyone fairly. It gives everyone opportunity, right? Like all these things. Now we're just talking about like an economy, right? Well, then people say, well, I don't want to, that economy, I don't want to live there anymore. The 1% own everything. Like they treat you like SHIT. This economy is really nice. I want to go there. Hey, do you guys want to come too? Why don't you come with me? As this economy grows larger, What happened to that economy? It's built on population, on meeting population. As the population starts decreasing, this economy starts falling apart because it was completely dependent on population, because the wealth distribution is so extreme that those 1% own too much. They own too many businesses, they own too many buildings, they own too much. Therefore, if their customer base does not continue to grow, they lose. The stock prices go down. The companies start going bankrupt. If the customer base starts decreasing, well, that's a whole different world of bad stuff. In which case, this economy says, all right, oh, we get it. All right, let's start giving them more stuff. How do we stop this? COVID, okay, let's lock everyone down. That's what we'll do. We'll lock everything down. We gotta really save people against themselves. Okay, good. People at home, they're going back to needing us. Okay. So this economy better be digital, right? Like you better be able to do things on the internet. Okay. What is that economy? That's what Rhino is. So I'm sorry that it took me 48 minutes.
I'm sorry it took me 48 minutes. So that video, I don't know if it's just that I like myself, but that was long and it took a while to get to the point. But I feel like when you're describing an economy, you kind of need to come at it from all angles. Now, on a scale of 1 to 10, I kind of think that was like maybe a 6. So I do think we'll try to come up with something better for that. But I think it gets the point across, hopefully, maybe. All right, so let's go to this. What is Rhino? I think this is a shorter video. Oh, geez, 14 minutes.
January 2023. So the answer is no. As a business owner on Rhino,
oh, this video is Rhino World. So this is talking about when the coin's produced and minted, what's that world look like? So what is Rhino? Where is Rhino? I think this is Rhino 2022. So this is where we'll be all next year. Why Rhino?
The problem with capitalism is that when those in charge of making the rules are not checked, the game skews. So when you go ahead and have people in government that have no term limits, and then when they leave government 20, 30, 40 years later, and then they then go to the corporations as lobbyists to lobby their friends in government to give that corporation added benefits, it then creates an era where it's unfair. So as long as things are fair, everyone can compete fairly. When things are unfair, now the competition skews. The problem with the competition skewing is it becomes like a snowball. As those that have an unfair benefit continue to receive larger and larger unfair benefits, less and less people can compete against them. In fact, they just continually wipe people out. Like Facebook, for instance, who can compete with Facebook? There is no way. In fact, the only way to compete with Facebook is say, okay, Facebook, you're a monopoly. We're going to split off WhatsApp, we're going to split off Instagram, we're going to split off Facebook, we're going to split off Metaverse. And now these are all companies that can compete with each other. In doing so, now you can harness competition. But without doing so, there is no competition. It's just this company eats up all these other ones. Here's the problem and what I'm getting to. Because it's always in a company's best interest to look for any advantage you could get, companies will always do this. It's the government that's supposed to act as a biased third party, or non-biased, I'm sorry. Well, not even non-biased. They're supposed to act biased, but in the favor of their constituents. Their constituents that vote them, they act on their behalf. So when you have a whole bunch of constituents say, hey, listen, we can't compete against them because they're far too large. We voted you to Congress, go do something about it, then that congressman will go ahead and enact rules, gain a majority, and go ahead and break up that company. But what's actually happening? Because business has gotten so large, they're able to buy Congress. And because they're able to buy Congress, they're able to go ahead and maneuver them the way they want. Well, Anthony, that doesn't change the fact that people still have to vote them in. But does it? If you're able to buy Congress, you're able to buy the media with it. Therefore, when when somebody, like say for instance, you have a Democratic politician who comes out and says, hey, listen, we need to print more money to go ahead and give all the money to the disadvantaged communities. Well, in an honest scenario, the media would come out and say, hey guys, look what we found. It's called a calculator. Those numbers don't work. In fact, by doing that, you're adding all this debt to future generations. We're not saying right or wrong, but we're saying the people that vote you should be aware that that what you're doing is dishonestly proposing a solution when in reality you're sending the bill to their grandchildren. So as long as people know that, we're cool. But because the media is owned as well by these large corporations, that doesn't happen. So what happens? These congressmen are able to go ahead and win the vote of the least educated voter, or the one that's most desperate, ones that need some type of welfare system, ones that are undocumented and need to not be deported out of the country, ones that have been sold a bill of goods that racism or some other thing has artificially kept them down, ones that believe that the Republicans are behind trying to kill them with COVID. So when you take that population of that underserved community, you can gain a consensus. In gaining that consensus, did you earn that consensus or did you buy that consensus? Did you trick that consensus? And the only reason you were able to do that was because that consensus never grew up with the level of opportunity to have a level of education to vote what's really in their best interest, because they never knew what was in their best interest. They were never educated to know what was in their best interest. So the point of what I'm saying is capitalism is great, but if it's operating in an unfair basis, that multiplies each generation that there comes after it. So at the end of capitalism, you have what you have during the whole way. You have owners and CEOs that are always, and they should be, acting in their own self-interest. But it's like say for instance, I'm in a boxing match, right? Like I'm a boxer. Well, I'm going to go in there to win, right? And it's government's job to make sure that the competition is at least equal. That I'm going in there and facing a 6'2", 35-year-old Italian man. And I say Italian because I'm Italian, right? But it could be any man that's 220 pounds, so that it's fair. What's now happening? So what happens? I go in the boxing ring and I could die. I'm going to box as hard as I could. I'm not going to hold any punches because of that person. It's not my job to go ahead and serve them as well. They're my competition. It's the job of the referees to make sure that they're well served, and the referees are voted by the people that come to the show. What's actually happening today is these corporations are boxing against people that are woefully underqualified. So taking that same example, I'm a 6'2", 220, 35-year-old man, and I'm boxing 14-year-old children. The point is, I'm in the boxing ring doing what I'm supposed to do. I'm trained, I'm gonna box, I'm gonna fight, but I'm gonna kill the 14-year-old because he's not equipped to box with me. He's never been allowed. And on top of that, because he's so ill-equipped, he knows he's gonna lose, so he doesn't get in the ring. And if he does get in the ring, he loses in front of everyone. Everyone else knows not to get in the ring. So you know what everyone does from now on? I'm not getting in the ring with that guy. It's unfair. Look, it's white privilege. Look, it's racism. Look, it's the wealthy taking over. And they start creating narratives why it's unfair, when the reality is it's unfair because they were never given a chance by the same media who's helping them create the narrative against that person. This is what happens. So as a CEO of a company, I still box and do my best. The ultimate outcome is that all the CEOs in the nation have 100% of the wealth by simply doing what they're supposed to do. There's the problem. Because if a select amount of people, say 1% of the world, have 100% of the wealth simply by winning and competing, that's a problem. Because in the real world, there's real people, and there's a thing called population. Therefore, if 1% of the population has 100% of the wealth of the population, then the other 99% have 0% of the wealth. But they have 99% of the population. That's what a revolution is called. That's the definition of it. When the vast majority of people say, hey, listen, you took everything from us. We're done playing by the rules. We're going to go get it. Which is exactly why those that are wealthy and those that are CEOs will always tell you, yeah, we're going to compete our best, but we're not going to fight the 14-year-old kid. It's not in our best interest to take everything, because when we take everything, we leave everyone else out. When you take an incentive and a motivation away from people, when people lose it, they lose it. Therefore, if you ask any wealthy person today or any CEO, are you comfortable with the wealth distribution and the wealth disparity between you and your employees? The answer is no. In fact, it's dangerous. In fact, it's no. Please save us. So what do? So they start voting Democrats, right? All right, Democrat, we have these welfare programs. We have this community re-education. We have these reparations. We have this undocumented worker thing. All of this stuff. Well, what happens when you give money to Congress? Now you're left with Congress allocating it correctly. What is Congress? Congress is a body of individuals voted in by the constituents. Do they have like corporate experience? Do they have any level of experience that they ever actually had to work a job? No, these are guys that come into their position of power because they've known everyone along the way. Their daddy was a congressman, or somebody picked them in the community because they got really good grades and they went to an Ivy League school, or they have a doctorate at Harvard, but they've never actually been in the real world. In fact, they're simply getting paid because of their ideas. Oh, I'm a good-looking white guy. I have a couple of good ideas. I'm charismatic. I can get an audience together. Therefore, vote me to do this. Now I have a bevy of handlers, right? Like all of my managers and analysts. They say, hey, Anthony, if you want to win this district, you got to do this. If you want to do this, and if you have to do this. And who are they really? Those are the lobbyists that came from the corporations. You know, you have to do this, but we don't touch those people because they make sure we get reelected in that district because they're unionized. The point of the story is it's designed to really confuse you, right? Like, what do you do in this situation? Are we so far gone that the only thing left is to push that snowball to revolution? I don't think we are. I think what we need to do is create a program, create a platform that allows those with money and those without money to be the natural partners that they've always wanted to be. In fact, if you ask anyone with money, would you go ahead and donate 1%, 5% to go ahead and re-educate and uplift the bottom community? Well, let me ask you this. Have you ever played Monopoly? And you play Monopoly with a couple of friends, and it gets down to two people, it's you and like your girlfriend or something, and you have, of course, houses on all of the board and hotels on all the board, and you have all the $500 bills, and your girlfriend or your friend is simply just hoping that they roll a 2 or roll a 7 so they can get to free parking. And then they land on your house. What do you say? All right, don't worry about it. You don't have to pay for this one. Because you're playing a game. The spirit is to continue playing the game. The game is for entertainment. So now all of a sudden you say, okay, you know what? I'll give you 2,000. Let's see if you can play with that. Because when the game is over, it's over. Therefore, when you take a look at CEOs in the wealthy 1%, they understand they're playing a game. They have more money than they ever know to do with. For instance, if I was on this world by myself, right? Anthony, here's $1 trillion. You now own a country, but everyone else in the country has zero, and they live in caves. And you live in this big mansion, and you have these service people and all the rest, but nobody goes out to dinner. No one can afford anything. That sounds like hell to me. I would never want to be a part of that. That sounds like the most miserable experience anyone could ever have. The point of competing and winning is so that you could go ahead and participate in the game still. You just want to compete and win the game. You don't want to end the game. People need to understand the difference of that. So what we've designed is Rhino.
I love the last sentence. So what we designed is Rhino. So why Rhino? And past meaning what brought us to where we are today. And then we're out of time, but the present, where are we? And why Rhino? What do we see in being the future of Rhino? What is Rhino looking to do? What's our mission statement, really? So I think if I was a casual person, I was a newcomer, I do think these videos have the ability to kind of capture you and lull you into watching it, because I do think I'm entertaining and I do speak a certain way that kind of catches you off guard from here to there with analogies and stuff. I do think these could be done better. I do think that's coming down the pipe. I think maybe when we start doing our live events, well, first of all, we do our live events, we're going to have a camera crew. I want someone to capture all of it and then market it and blast it out to the globe, right? But that person might be responsible for making these videos coming up. So these will get better, and it is in our interest to do so. But as they are currently, as long as we all believe that they serve their purpose, then we're good. Because again, everything starts at 1.0, then 2.0, then 3.0. Right now, I think we're at 2.0 pushing 3.0. Remember when we were at 1.0? How cool is that? All right, 3 o'clock. Seriously love everyone. I'm going to get rolling and check out the site, give some opinions. Go to the feed. Go to the feed and share some stuff. Leon was trying to spark it up. I saw him write some stuff earlier today. I was there. Tange was there. I think Nat was there. Like, go to the feed and say some stuff. Somebody. Is today Thursday? Yeah. Oh, wow. All right. So tomorrow we'll be on at 12. And then we have a weekend, although I'm still here Saturday. But then we have Sunday. So totally love everyone. And I will see you tomorrow. Bye.